Well, good morning, people. Today we're going to play a bit of Offworld Trading Company. And we are going to turn down the music a bit. Just got this game and it's insanely hard. And it's probably going to kick my ass. But here we go again. Going to get the thermal plant because frankly the solar panels are worthless. Now, in the start here, we're trying to find some resources.
High levels of carbon found.
Not
Medium
only
levels of water
where there's
found.
a lot of them, but
Low levels of silicon found. High levels of
how much
water
there are
found.
on the entire map.
High levels of aluminum found.
The reason
Ooh,
this
a
is
geothermal
that
vent.
later we're going
That will
to
be useful.
fighting over resources with others, and if there's too much of one resource, there's no point in going for that resource in the start, but
High levels of iron
if there's
found.
few of them, we're of course going to have to dominate that resource. So far only found one thermal vent, so there's probably about 3 in total, if we're lucky. If we're not,
Expansive colony founded.
this going to set up.
Robotic colony founded.
Here we go.
Preliminary scans agree this
Expanded.
is a great primary location for our new
We're
investment.
going to grab
You can count on us.
power. Oh, he found one too, up here. Now there's one robotic on my map. That's him here. And he needs
Medium
power
levels of
and
silicon
CPU
found.
chips to keep going. And unluckily for me, I didn't find the 4 vents up here, so I have no
High levels of
possibility in
silicon
dominating
found.
the power market over this player, so too bad for me. I'm going to pause the game a bit because we're going to look at what resources there are available. It looks to me like even though there's water, it's spread out all over the map. And considering that me and the other expansionist, which is this player up here, both need food, air and water to survive, and are forced to buy it off the market if we don't produce it ourselves, and the fact that if I start upgrading housing for this colony, we're trying to dominate each company. The entire consumption on the map of food and water and air goes up. I'm going to try to dominate the market on food, and which means I'll have to balance the market on water, not dominate it, because it's practically hopeless with it spread all over the place like this. And also pointless because everybody's going to be able to take some water out of the ground, and the colony will also be producing water, even though even though there's 3 of us to compete for the water. It's only if all the water places are built over that the colony stops producing water, then they have the think they have the possibility to import it on the colony, but I'm not sure. But anyways, the point is that I have to balance the market on water, so the price on water is more or less half of what it costs to produce food, because the production of food is some power and some water combined, and then I need to still make a profit. Which is not easy in this game. I'm going to place them here and here because later I'm going to place them in the 3, like a small triangle. Because if there's 2 adjacent food production plants against one, you get 100% on all 3. So each time you place another plant of same type, you get 50% more. And by placing them in a small triangle, I get 100% on all 3. Now, I know I can either upgrade now and get more claims, which means I can build more factories. And I'll be using steel and aluminum and glass to do it. I have a bit of glass to actually power through, but no aluminum. And right now it's worth 50 or 30, sorry. But the problem with it is that it's only used in so few productions. It's mostly building material, and there's no after fabrication on it. It's just mining it out of the ground and then it's ready. Therefore it's very quickly becomes a product that falls in price. Every time the competitors don't need it, they start dumping it on the market. So I would be surprised if it stays at 30, but if it does, I will of course have to build a extractor for it, so I don't lose too much money for my upgrades. I could also choose, instead of upgrade my base, to take the first housing building and therefore up the production of food needed, or the consumption of food needed on the map. This would make the price on food go a bit up, depending on how much they need. I know this player over here will need it. He's already started the iron mine, ironworks, and another ironworks, and have a bit of power, which means he has already used 4 of his claims. Which means he would have to expand one more time just to get food production going. So he's going to be forced to buy all these 3 items, including, well, he has already power, but these 3 items he's going to have to buy off the market, which means the food price will go up and the air price will go up eventually. In the start it's very slow. There's not a lot of rain on level 1 base or HQ headquarters, as they're called. Well, anyways, the point is I'm going to up this and start the time again.
The black market is online.
And now I want to get another 1,500 because then I can get the first black market. So sell all this sand I have. But I keep the glass. Produce food and there another claim. So now I have 2 more. I'm going to get another food because that's my focus,
Freelance
trying
pirates
to corner the food
auction
market.
their services to the highest bidder.
This is an auction on pirates, and they can be used to disrupt trade lines. But considering I have no trade lines, all my factories and extractors are connected to my HQ. There's no point in
Pirates.
using
I
all that
hate
money
those filthy bandits.
to win
Robotic
it.
colony expanded.
Place the pirates here, which means that I think the red one won it. Yeah, red won it, and he plays the pirates, and they're looting everything being shipped to the robotic factories. So all the aluminum sent from here to the robotics gets picked up by pirates here, or at least some of it apparently it's not foolproof. Shitty pirates. But it's everything the pirates gain, some of it ends up in red players. Now the other two has already expanded once, which means this players, the red players' consumption of food has gone up. And it says here I need CTU or water. H2O, sorry. I need water for this, and I'm just going to buy it off the market. I have my own power. I don't need that to make a profit. This here needs water too. You can see it's going to be a bit of a consumption for me, so I better get another extractor. Build it over here. Hopefully that won't interfere too much with my production. Now, the key is for me to sell all the food I can. And all the air I can. And all the fuel. The fuel is used for all the balloon traffic. Also, it's part of making chemicals, which is one of the
The
factories I
black
have
market is online.
not yet gained. You see now, even though I put up more water, I have the problem that water has gone up too much, and that's a problem because that means I can't really make any money whatsoever on anything produced by water. Might as well just sell the water
Expansive
directly.
colony expanded.
Hope his expansion up here is already free. Will make the consumption go up really fast. Now I have the money for another claim. And I'm going to get more water because again, it's quite obvious that there's going to be a problem on this map. Simply not the large amounts that's normally used. For some reason this player over here, he's producing fuel. He started making water, which means he's basically supplying the water market, because of course one of these can't drain an entire water production. He's going to have a bit of surplus, which is good. This guy will need to buy water off the market just to gain a bit of food, which he doesn't have now, which means the price is soaring because, like me, he's auto buying it off the market because you can't really let your colonists die, which is
Robotic colony expanded.
makes me wonder, because if it's a matter of pure capitalism, maybe it would be better just to let some colonists die when the prices goes up too much. I mean, you don't really need all those workers if you don't have any money to buy stuff for them, and they don't really produce anything that's worth selling. World price went down a bit, so I can put it down even more. Hopefully keep it down there, so I can
Let
keep
this be a lesson to you all. Screw with us, and we screw with you.
my food farm going. There's housing here. Now the point of these maps in campaign is to gain the most stock in the colony by expanding their needed parts. So they have a lot of housing that needs building, a bit of leisure buildings, some offices and a laboratory, and when they're built they start consuming. But you also gain a stock in it, and the one with most stock when the game ends has won that map. And then you gain the bonus from this map and get to use it on the next map. So winning is everything. Gear family planted. I'm going to bid for this.
14,000, 18,000.
I don't think the other have geothermal plants. I don't see a point in them.
6,000.
Getting that extremely easy power generation ability. There's 4 up here, they could probably use them all and I can use them as well, but so far the cost of one is, don't really think $20 per second is worth building another one. Even though I would be producing through the others, I would bring the price down. So the point of getting that, let's stop this a bit while I'm talking. The point of getting another power plant would be to supply the other two with power. Hopefully they will expand beyond their normal capabilities. But the problem with building one is that I'll bring the price of all power on the map down. It's auto-selling. It will keep auto-selling as long as I don't stop it from doing so. There's no point in keeping it really, considering that there's no way to stack it unless you research energy storage. And even if you do that, you can like have 200 lying around, and if there's big production from other players, then all of a sudden you have 200 stacked up and nobody needs it and the price will plummet. So if I build another geothermal plant right now, it's going to make the price plummet, even though it's profitable to diffuse a few first seconds. It's not going to be for long. Now I've put off spending on quite a lot, and I have to look out because even though they're both producing steel, which makes the steel price not too high on this map, it's the one thing I have to look out for. I can go get aluminum if I want, which I can see it should probably do. An expansion is really expensive. It's gone up $10 per part, and I think the clever thing to do is to gain one new claim and go and get myself some aluminium, so the other two doesn't really hold it over my head. There's a big production right there. Hope they don't nuke it. Mostly because if they place a nuke on production, they not only destroy the factory for a bit, which of course is rebuilt, but the resources in the underground gets diminished, and production for that plant will go down permanently. And considering you buy a claim on the place where you place your factory, it can become worthless if it gets nuked a lot. Well, 3 times to be exact. Now this player started building stuff. He's probably got a aluminum plant, he's got glass coming in. And you need glass for the offices. Don't produce enough fuel for my... As soon as I got the aluminum factory up and running, the price went down 15. So that's... Now he's making a lot of money off something, which is really annoying. He's upgrading something all the time. He doesn't have any glass. And what the hell is he doing? It's carbon. I think he's just using money. He's selling the steel. Steel prices down. And then he's using it to expand the colony, which is quite annoying. But also pushes the prices up on chemicals and glass. And considering I only have a glass factory right now, I guess I'll try to get the next expansion and then build a few glass factories to compete with him, which I need to do because he's already up on 4 and I have 5. That's not enough to keep going against him. So I can say I'm a bit behind on the production capabilities, but on the other hand I don't have the time consumption system, so I'm making quite a lot of money off him. But being a parasite isn't really an end game. I have to somehow use it to slingshot
With each new
around him.
season, our domination grows.
The money I can make off the money, or the food of course. So we're going to build a glass production. It's going to need oxygen, which is fine. We have quite a nice production. And silicon. We have a bit here, but it's not really. Just need this. Unfortunately, we can't use for anything. It's carbon. It's used to build windmills and it used chemicals, I believe. Yes, chemicals. And of course in electronics, and I can't build or chemicals or electronics yet. Don't have to upgrade. So we're going to build a glass factory. We're going to place it here, so it's connected to the HQ. We have 5 claims. We're going to need one of these if we're going to keep production up. It's a nice place. And considering I got the food market cornered, I would like another one, which apparently takes money. Here we go, and lots of food. We're going to start that up a bit, see if we can produce a lot more. Going to need some silicon. Engineering. I don't use it, and I don't care. No, this player up here will probably win.
14,000, 18,000, 22,000, 30,000.
Even though I only have like $200 it ends up, the auctions end up in debt, which you can, in the campaign you can get rid of it after the map is done. Which means there's no real point in paying off the debt because you can't take loans, or at least I haven't found a way to do it. Target, yeah, they nuked this, and his production went down with 1, so now it's only low. If it gets nuked one more time, his production goes down to, well, close to nothing. Now I'm tired of looking this guy win, so I'm going to nuke his iron plant and hopefully get his production slowed down a bit.
Revolting colony expanded.
Now the price of food is just going up, which is lovely. So I have 3 plans for it. Water is getting consumed quite fast on my place. You can see I need some of these minerals. Let's plan over, and then this across the map is a bit too long, so I'm going to. I don't want to compete with these idiots. Mostly because I can't expand my excavations around the first one I place when these two clowns are just going nuts over it. I don't know what they're using for glass production, and this guy is making chips. This must be lovely for this player because he's getting bankrupted by the chips he needs just to keep his robot factory running. Okay, we're going to see if we can get another glass up and running. And because we don't want a factory just sitting low, we're going to start buying resources for it. And then we need money to keep the resources going. More housing. And more housing. So now the food consumption on the entire map is going to go up because the colony is going to be going yum yum yum. Nummy nummy nummy. Eat more, stupid people. I need to make monies. See, I don't have enough air production, and that's a big problem. Well, it's not big. It's quite an
The
annoying
Hobbit
problem.
colony
The
expanded.
black market is online.
Surplus in fuel, which I don't need. Oh, the price on aluminum has soared through the roof. Has probably something to do with my upgrading of the housing and probably bought a lot of aluminum. Here we go, more housing in the lead now. Just by using aluminum and monies to get ahead, which is nice. After all, the point isn't to have the greatest upgrading, it's to almost stuck when the map is over, and thankfully I somehow outmaneuver this player because he has some really nice upgrades. This is Placidome, gives you constantly money. I have a big problem now because the price on water has gone through the roof, and it's way over what I get from producing anything with water. So we will turn off all these, and hopefully I have enough to keep going for a bit. Going to blow up his goddamn ironworks here. That's more or less ruined now. There's only a trace amount. It's going to take forever to get iron out of that, and I don't care. Now I'm getting real competition from these guys, and that's because he's got a glass production like me. So he's just going, and he has really bad placed electronic factories as well. So he has no problem keeping up any longer. Even though the price of electronics is over 200, which is quite high. Yeah, I only run sand production, but I don't really care. The price of sand is a third of what it costs to make glass, so I'm making a lot of money on that. Now the price of food is going up, and the price on water is thankfully going down. Which means I should turn on the food production again. But it's not low enough to start producing air. Simply too much on the market. I've been taken over by this player, unfortunately. And I won with 1. Congratulations me. First mission on the map. This is the stock, and I'm the blue one, and apparently I just won. That's the price on the company. It's I guess fictional investors, they place money on the market or on the companies on the stock market, and then you can see which company the computer thinks will win. Apparently I was the underdog, which suits me fine, because, well, it makes it easier or more cool to win, I guess. There's the need for different resources, or rather the price of resources over time during the entire game. And electronics was really a big part in the end, which was a bitch for the robot factory or robot player. He had an insane consumption of electronics considering the price, and it's just too bad for him, so he didn't really have a chance in this game. Yeah. Easy win, I guess, even though the computer was crap. Well, this makes the first video in my campaign to take over March.